How's it going today, everyone? This is Michael out in Maui. Aloha. So this is part 2. The first half of the video, part 1, was all about what you want to do to throw the disc. You know, proper form, the big movements. These are the things you don't want to do. So these are just the things that I see people doing here all the time that are wrong, that you don't want to do, and they're bad habits. So one of the first ones is running up with your legs too straight. They run up and they don't, no bend in the leg, so you run up stiff and it's easier for you to lose your balance, because you don't have a bent leg. So you don't want to run up straight leg. You don't want to come up straight leg, and you might hit your heel first, which makes you lose your balance. So you don't want to throw with straight legs. You want some bend in your legs so you have balance. The next thing is you don't want to run up straight up. If you run in here, your back is straight and then throw. You don't ever want to throw off a straight back. Your back's always bent over. The reason you don't ever want to throw with a straight back is because that is the cause of everything. A straight back can cause rounding. You throw the disc out here away from your body. It can cause the grip lock, because when you're standing straight up, you rotate open and you can throw this way too easily, so shoulders are flat. So you're standing up straight, you can round it, you could grip lock it, or you can end up throwing a bunch of anhysers. So you don't ever want to be straight up and down. So then the third thing is you don't ever want to throw the disc with flat shoulders. You don't ever throw the disc flat shouldered like this. When you run up and you plant and you throw, you don't ever rotate this way. Rotating the shoulders this way causes all the problems. So when you rotate your shoulders flat, grip lock, if you rotate your shoulders flat all the time, it can cause rounding. You'll get the disc out here. Or you'll throw a lot of anhysers. You're going to get the disc coming out up here all the time because you're standing straight up and you're rotating this way. So you don't ever rotate your shoulders flat. And as you can kind of tell, that all works together. So the whole package of running up with your legs too straight, standing up too straight, rotating your shoulders flat, cause all the problems. You don't ever throw that way. You don't want to throw flat shoulders because, like I said, it's just going to throw it to the right. You're going to throw anhysers, or you're going to pull it to the right, or you're going to grip lock it. It's going to cause you to round the disc. So it's very important, to not do any of that, because all of that is what causes all the problems. Then the last one, and then once again, it all ties into the same run-up. So the other big one is firing the hips. You don't ever fire your hips into your throw, or else you lose all your power, all your coil, everything you generate, you'll lose if you pop your hips. So if you're running up and you come up here and you reach back, and then right before you throw your disc, you pop your hips this way. Don't ever pop your hips. all it does is, one, it just opened my shoulders to throw the disc over here, or it just opened my shoulders to throw a big old Anheuser's. You know, you can't throw straight from this position. You know, I'm not throwing down the fairway, I'm gonna throw rounding. I'm gonna be out here with the disc. So it's very important to don't ever do that. So once again, it's like this. If you run in, and you can tell that it all stems from standing up too straight again. Don't stand up straight. But all these problems happen from standing up too straight. So it basically looks like this. You know, you get your disc, you're standing up straight, you run in, you plant, you pop your hips, and now you'll throw with a flat shoulders. So you don't ever want to pop your hips, because all it does is mechanically break down all your posture. So anyways, those are the most important things to not do. So I highly recommend don't ever do any of those throws, because that's what causes all the problems. So once again, it looks like this. Don't stand up too straight. Don't run up with straight legs. Don't pop your hips. Don't throw with your shoulders flat. All of those will cause problems. So if you watch my first video on this, part one will go over everything, so you'll have the correct body positioning and throw, bent legs, lean on the body, proper shoulder rotation that you have to do to throw the disc at all. So highly recommend watching part one if you just jump to part two, because part one, like I say, ties in everything that you want to do to throw the disc straight. So anyways, this is Michael out in Maui. Aloha.